Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well today. Happy Passover. I don't know if you're celebrating it or not, but I haven't really celebrated it, I just spiritually I know, I guess you would say, I guess you could say this would be my first, recognition that it's the Passover, and I'm not telling other people to celebrate it or anything, but maybe it's a good idea. But I think it's a good idea to remember what Yahweh did, right? With a strong hand, He led the people out of Egypt. 10 plagues. And Passover, right? Sprinkle the blood, paint the blood over the door with the hyssop. So anyways, I think it's just good to remember. Quite a few things in this video. And the reason I'm making this, my main reason, is an add-on to yesterday's video about pain. And but before I get to that, I'm going to say some things. The weather and my back, it's a little bit better. I believe I know what's wrong with my upper back now. I think it's called, I don't know, but it's the closest thing that I can find because it's my scapular of my back. And it goes up into my neck, and like the center between between your back wings. I think it's called the dorsal nerve entrapment syndrome. So it's just like a pinched nerve, and it burns and it burns and it burns, aches, stabs, throbs, whatever it does, goes up the back of my head. That's the nearest thing I can find to what it is. It's just like, your life kind of stops with those types of pains. And so I'm going to get to that. Not to that, but something to do with faith and that. So I'm sure have you seen the footage for China, the flooding? 127 million people under advisory, like severe advisory, like the most insane floods you've ever seen. Worse than Dubai. Way worse than Dubai. Not to say that Dubai wasn't bad, but just these things aren't supposed to happen. And so is it cloud seeding? Most likely. It most likely is. And but you might say, does that negate what Scripture says about, things that are going to happen in the end times, pestilences and earthquakes, and obviously the weather, right? But the weather has to do with everything. I just think in a general sense, all of the things of the world controlled by Mother Nature, right? And so, do I believe it's cloud seeding and all these storms and all these wicked hurricanes, all these things? It doesn't matter if they're caused by man itself. All the Scripture says that they're going to happen. If man causes an earthquake to happen, it still says earthquakes, right? So I don't think we were given the underlying specifics. So I'm going to release a video today. I'm going to do another video tonight. And I want you to see not this next one that I'm going to do, that I'm video editing today. I forget exactly what it is. That's what my pain is doing to me. Anyways, the one after, the name of Yahweh, the name of God. You'll like this video. But the one after that, you want to know, people say, controlling the weather, HARP, all this is just some type of conspiracy. It's not. They've been doing this in Vietnam. They made the monsoons last longer. I'm going to show you, and in this video, you're going to be like, what? When I show you this. And I can't believe hasn't been out there more. You know the show Top Gear? So I used to watch that show. I like that with Jeremy. I forget what his name is. He's an English guy. And it's a good show. You know, they drove around in expensive supercars, sports cars, that type of stuff, and they would go all over Europe. Well, it shows him beside this big machine. And this is 20 years ago. 20 years ago. So it's this big machine. It makes a massive amount of noise. And Jeremy's standing beside it. And what it's doing is it's making H2O. It's making clouds. And it's I would have to see it again because I only saw it once. But it's this big machine and it's out in a field. This is 20 years ago. And all these clouds are starting to rise up into the sky. And in a short amount of time, they rise up into the sky and they tell Jeremy that it's going to rain. Sure enough, it starts raining. You're going to see this and you're going to be like, okay, well, it's not a conspiracy. This is 20 years old. The question is, if they could do that there, what can they do now? And what they showed in that video would have probably been probably a smaller version of what they really have. So imagine this, that in the 1970s, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's 75 years ago, they were able to fight against the North Vietnamese and make the monsoons last longer, so they couldn't bring all their weapons down the Ho Chi Minh Trail. So everything would, all the mud and all the landslides would stop them from coming south to invade and to bring all their weapons, because they were hidden in all those forests. Wait till you see this video. It'll be out tomorrow, hopefully, and it'll be pretty good. So, what did I want to talk about? So those floods in Dubai, and by the way, the one in Dubai, whether, like I said, whether it's caused by man or not, fulfills, is it Isaiah, where it says, you know, the deserts will be like a wilderness? There's it's fairly long, that prophecy. It's very descriptive too. I'll try to leave that in the description box if I can. You know, I keep saying I leave things in the description box, and sometimes I don't. And if you're wondering why I do that, it's because of pain. I think, like I said yesterday in my video about having pain, a certain level of pain, and learning to come to Yahweh, to God, whatever you want to call him. I'm still not sure exactly what I'm going to do. I say whatever I want. You know, whatever you guys want to do is fine with you. Watch a video I put out today, and you'll understand. And this video, by the way, leaves no doubt at all. That's why I'm doing this video. It's a beautiful video too, and the person speaking is David Pawson. I think it's important to be honest with yourself, and I try to be. I wanted to add this on to yesterday. When I made that video yesterday, after the video, my back got so bad because I had finished a workout, and it inflamed much after the video, and the rest of my day was just like, it was just like thrown away. I could barely, I couldn't build that thing I'm building there, or hardly could. I could barely even concentrate. I don't know if you've heard of pain dementia, but when your pain gets to a certain level, you develop dementia. Not true dementia, but pain dementia. You can imagine why, because your pain's so bad you can't remember things. That's what happens to me a lot. That's what happens with a lot of nerve pain, a lot of aching and burning. But I wanted to speak about, I think I have been asked this. Yeah, maybe I haven't. Anyways, I at least wondered myself. I always believed in Yahweh, okay? Yahweh, Yeshua, all the same thing. Yahweh is Yeshua. Yeshua is... And so I got my pain in 2003 from a medication. Side effect causes my neck to tear in an indirect way. And I don't, like, I was raised Catholic, and I don't specifically remember, like, I believed, okay? I believed. But I was still doing things that, were outside of things that were good. Sin. By 2009, when I got adhesive arachnoiditis, which just, like, there's a whole lot of times in my life when my pain just kept getting worse and worse and worse from other things. Just give me a second here. Hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Cowan.
Hey.
It's me, just a couple of minutes away.
Yeah, sure.
See you soon?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, see you then, bye. That's just med delivery. So, where's the sheet? By 2009, my pain was so incredibly bad because I developed adhesive arachnoiditis, and within 6 months, but certainly within 1 year, my legs became progressively disabled. My legs were in so much pain. Then I became couch bound, bed bound, and all I remember is, okay, I suffer with complex PTSD, okay, and in those kind of things, and I have PTSD too, and in PTSD as well, you can go your life and you could end up at 4 years old and forget what happened your whole life, and you have to go back and learn and what are these traumas, all this and all that, to make through, to see what happened all those years. I wondered if that was what happened to me, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Even though I had to dig through a lot of my life to try and get better. It was, I wondered, it was my pain, okay? I don't specifically remember in this just unbearable, uncontrolled pain. I keep asking myself, I don't remember calling on Yahweh. I don't remember calling and asking Jesus. I don't remember doing that. The only thing I remember, because I think things got so out of control, and when you're burning, you're aching, you're throbbing so much, that's all your memory becomes. That's what happened to me. It was just so much pain that you no longer develop good memories. And when you don't develop good memories and all you remember is pain, then you start to forget things. And that's what happened to me. When I started to get better, I started to learn, what is it that I was going through and why did I forget all these things? And if you have CPTSD and PTSD, those are the things. You're going to have to dig into them. You're going to have to, you're going to have to do those things. And But it just, I remember being bedbound. I remember I didn't know what these things were. I was just bedbound. I was in a horrible state, but I remembered I had a Bible under my bed. And sorry. I had a Bible under my bed, and I remember it was just to go under my bed and grab that Bible was hard enough, because I couldn't get out of my bed for more than 10 seconds because of my legs. I wasn't taking opiates, so I couldn't walk. And so I got it, and I read all the way through. I specifically remember reading Acts. But in all that, what I'm getting to the point is that I don't remember specifically calling out to Jesus Christ to help me. Isn't that funny? I was still, trapped in the Catholic system, but still, I still believed, right? What else was I going to say? Yeah, this is just the last thing I'm going to say, and I've got to go answer the door in a second. I make these videos, and I enjoy making these videos. Sometimes it's very tough to make them, and it's because of pain. With my abdominal pain, it's very hard to stay in the picture. Just give me a sec, I gotta wash my hands. Always wash your hands. After I got the stomach flu, and then I got intussusception from, it triggered that somehow. Last summer, it's just like I got to make sure I wash my hands all the time. I mean, all the time. When you touch something that's questionable, it's just a good practice. So, yeah, I like making these videos, and I specifically like making them when I feel a lot better, and I kind of feel okay right now. I'm sure maybe you've felt the same. And listen, if you have sickness, if you have a lot of pain, if you're, one of the definition of intractable pain, there are a few definitions. What does that mean, intractable pain? Well, one of them means housebound. It doesn't just mean pain. One of the definitions with it is being housebound. And I am. I go out like a couple times per day, maybe an hour each time, sometimes shorter, sometimes longer. And but it's not, if you probably know what I mean, it'd be very uncomfortable. And so, to be quite honest with you, and of course I'm learning to deal with it, is I feel, and before I say this, I understand already, it is not of works, lest any man should boast. But I like works, good works. The Bible talks a lot about good works. Things done out of your heart. Things done to help people and do all those types of things. it says you'll know them by their fruits, right? And one of them, I guess, would be this video. Sometimes, here's what I want to say. Sometimes I feel a little short because I want to go out and see a brother or a sister, and first I got to understand what it is I'm dealing with. And when I do that, which I have been, not as much as I'd like to, I make them understand, like, hey, listen, like, if I'm with you, I can't stay still. I have to walk because my life is that intolerable. I don't know. I've been feeling that way. Sometimes I feel like I haven't done enough. That I want to do more, and I understand that that's not how Jesus looks at this. That's not how he looks at this. But I still feel it nonetheless. I guess that's one of the things that comes with this, and it makes me realize that maybe I'm here to help people with pain and to know your limitations. But I am one of those people who likes to break those limitations, probably more often than not. Give me a sec. I did kind of belong to a church. It was an SDA, and there was my pastor. He was really good, and I told them, I don't believe in some of the stuff you believe in, like what's her name, a prophetess. I don't believe that, and so, like, I'm not affiliated with that, and I came to the point where I'm like, I can't, like, I believe in a lot of stuff you guys believe in. You guys are pure. I'm searching after purity, but I don't believe in that. And that's when I decided I'm just non-denominational. I'm just a Christian. So where do I go? What church should I attach myself with? And if I do that, it would be by Zoom. I think that's pretty good. You have a room full of people, but I also tried that too, and I did church services, attending, and well, actually even in talking to them too. But I remember doing it by Zoom. There was maybe 15 or so people, and I'm like, do I keep the camera on? Do I keep the camera off? Obviously, I should have kept it off. But anyways, these are the things that go through. Yeah, I think you get what I'm saying. I want to be more inclusive, and I don't mean inclusive by today's definition either. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a good day. Please make sure to watch my next edited video, which is it's really from A&O Productions, Alpha and Omega, of David Pawson, explaining God's real name. So, and you'll learn in that I still haven't decided what I'm going to call him, and you'll understand about this video. Whatever I decide to call him is whatever I decide to call him, but I don't want to say God, because that really is a title. Just like I'm a human, but my name is David, right? So we have to give respect to him somehow, and it is Yahweh. Is YHWH, and then they put letters in between. You'll learn this later, but there's nothing wrong with saying Yeshua is Jesus. They're the same things. Yeshua is it's Hebrew, and the English translation is Jesus. So there's nothing wrong with saying Jesus. And yeah, you'll hear it in my thing. So. I'll just say, before I even decide, I'll just say, Yah bless everyone.